All right, so my 2015 Ram is the 1500. Got the Hemi, and differential could use some service. Has 109,000 miles. It's never been serviced, and well, now's a good time to do it. So typically looking online, the way people do it, there's a drain bolt right over here, or drain plug. And as a 14, they pop it out, they fill the fluid, which that works good. Okay, I guess. But my thing is, there's typically a magnet in here, and I really want to get all the junk out, and this is a good time to assess the rear end to make sure that there's nothing else wrong with it. I had a 2007 Ram, and like when I took it out, it was like a piece of metal and stuff, and that kind of gave me an idea that there was something going on with my rear end. So hopefully we won't find that. I mean, that would totally suck. But yeah, I want to take this out, reseal it, and just make sure everything's good. Get out that sludge and metal crap in the bottom. So let's drain this, as this is convenient. Like I said, it's a 14. That fluid don't look that bad. You can kind of see through it, but still, good preventative maintenance, and that's kind of what I'm all about. Now let's go ahead and loosen these. These are 13. Now these I'll probably have to use like an air ratchet or something. So let's get another tool. Now these, which are covered by this sway bar, I think this is some type of bar, I forget what it's called. We'll just use a ratchet just to break it loose, and then I'll use my electric ratchet just to kind of make it faster. Give it a little love tap. So I got an area right over here, and I typically use a scraper because they're thin. And I just want to try to tap that in to break that seal. Now that I've got that in there, use this to do that and drop it in the container and make more of a mess for myself. But we achieved what we wanted to do, and we got it open. So now let's take out this top bolt. And slide everything out. See, now one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is because the truck is level in the garage. It's backed all the way in. My garage is flat and level. But look at all this fluid we miss out. I mean, to some it might seem negligible, but you know what? Every little helps. And I'm actually surprised because I thought these things had a magnet. I don't see a magnet. I'll have to double check it, but I'm gonna go in and get all this extra fluid. But honestly, this fluid looks really good. Maybe somebody did a drain and fill maintenance on it, but I'll get all this stuff out. So I kind of want to show this. So I'm actually just pulling the fluid that's kind of sitting in the front, and I pull it out, and you see how nasty it is. I mean, that stuff is pretty gross. All the stuff that was coming out from the top is clean, but all the sediment and junk that's sitting in the front is this. It's this gross stuff, which is the reason why I wanted to take off the cover. Yeah, you could do a drain and fill and you'll be fine. This is more OCD than anything, but I would say after cleaning this out thoroughly, as thorough as I'm going to clean it, I would be more comfortable doing a drain and fill. Because you gotta remember, from the factory, it's going to have its normal wear and tear. You're going to have debris and stuff that just kind of sits in there. So now you get all this stuff out. And I think you should have better service intervals after this. So just wanted to show this. Alright, so for the cleanup, you could use some emery cloth for that. What I typically do is I kind of just take these towels, just like so. Just kind of tuck them in to seal this. Once that's sealed, I'll take a drill. This is one of those aluminum brushes or whatever. Just go to town nice and easy, cleaning it up. And this is so much faster. Alright, cleaned up pretty good. Let's just rinse it off. I already took off the towels and everything. Start wiping everything down. Get in there, get the rest of this junk in there, and absorb the rest of this brake part cleaner. Alright, looks good, nice and clean. And just inspecting everything inside this differential, I don't see no uneven wear. The teeth look good, no chips. So this differential looks pretty good. This fluid might have been changed at another time, but I still feel better about opening this up, cleaning everything out, inspecting it. I mean, you get a new vehicle or a newer vehicle, you kind of want to get an idea of what you're dealing with or potential issues. And the way this thing runs and what I'm seeing, don't have anything right now, so I'm good with it. So now I've got to clean up the pan. So kind of the same thing. It's going to be some wiping and spraying and just getting all this junk off. Man, this is like a sludge on it or something. Huh. Comment down below, let me know what that is. I mean, it wipes off. It's very sticky. It might just be the fluid just from splashing all those years and everything. And the same thing with this. So one thing I kind of did off camera, I cleaned these bolts. They had these big globs of that RTV right over there. So I just took the old drill, just like so, and just cleaned it up. I mean, I'm not going for perfect, but I just want to make sure that that seat doesn't have those big globs on it. Some of them had big globs on the tip, so you might want to clean that up. The old drill works great. Let's get a little brake part cleaner and just kind of wipe off the surface. Just make sure we don't have no grease and contaminants. We need this to be nice and clean. See? Yeah. So we're gonna put some RTV on it using the right stuff. This stuff works great, oil resistant. It's black and it doesn't have that orange like the one that was there, so that's gonna look nice. And we're just gonna give it a nice bead. Go all the way through it like so. Now they do sell a gasket for it, but I've never used it. And I've never had an issue doing it this way. So now that we got these snug, let's go ahead and torque them down. I believe the torque spec is 15 foot-pounds. All right, let's let that dry for a little bit and set, and then we'll fill her up. Now, before we fill her up, gotta make sure she don't leak from right over here, so we gotta put this drain plug back in. I just put a very light dab of that RTV just to kind of fill in the threads. That right stuff works great. So we're just gonna pop that back in there just like so. Now, I don't have a torque spec for this. I just kind of go until it's snug. And I think that's snug enough. All right, time for the fluid. 75-140. It's the Valvoline. It's full synthetic. It says for towing, on and off road, temperature control. That's what it calls for. That's what I'm going to put it in. Some people who kind of use this as a daily driver and not for heavy loads, I've read that you could use the 75-90. I don't know. This is what it calls for. That's what I'm going to use. And it works. So you need 2 of these. Like I said, Valvoline. I like this kind of whole squeeze bottle. Makes it so much easier to get the fluid in there. It calls for like 2.3 quarts. So I actually had this one lying around. This is Valvoline's older bottle, I guess. I don't know if they even still use this one. But let's pop these 2 in, then we'll pop that in. So I'm gonna actually start with this and then put half of it in, mix this in, because I think a lot of people pour this at the end and then this is actually what's getting poured out. So we'll start with this first. And this is what's so cool about it. Whoa, as long as you do it right, I guess. Like I said before, we just pour everything in. Now what I want to do is open this up, add this Mopar thing. It looks just like regular gear oil. Maybe it's this whole snake oil thing. It's quite entertaining. I mean, that's probably how they get you, but you know, better safe than sorry. I don't have the time or money to be messing with a new differential. See if I could do this one without spilling any. Hey, I guess you become a pro after you make a mess, right? Now this is only leaking just because my aim is bad. All right, let's go old school. Hopefully this don't go too bad. That's not too bad. Might want to get this ready just in case. All right, let's check it. Yeah, we're right there. Perfect. It's starting to ooze out, so we're good. That is done. All right, so we're done. So key takeaway, 75W40, about 2.3 quarts, or I think it's 2.5 quarts. Just get 3 quarts, you'll be fine. Clean up everything good, some good RTV, and you're ready to go. So it's a real easy one to do. I mean, like I said, a lot of people just do the whole drain and fill with this plug right over here, but you saw how much extra crap and junk we got out. Cleaned everything up really good, and it's a good inspection to get an idea of how your differential is doing. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see what we fix next.